from the University of North Carolina School of Journalism and Mass Communication, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
The very first year of Sports Extra is in the books, and as will become our custom, we'll take a look back of some of the best stories from this spring.
We've covered everything about Tar Heel sports, from a father and a son duo on the basketball team to a lacrosse player with a hidden talent. Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Sports Extra. I'm Sefia Makpai.
And I'm Natalia Perez. First up tonight, what else? Basketball. Here's a look back at some of the highlights from this season, set to the classic tune of Space Jam.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right.
Bullock, Page, another jumper. This one's for two, and he hit it again. What a big shot by the rookie.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, you want to jam. Hey, yo, what you gonna do?
It's a race to the rim, and you know that Dexter's going to win that 4 times than not. I'm pretty sure the roof is going to pop. Hairston deep, contested three is good. Whoa!
Welcome
PJ
back.
Hairston.
Welcome back to Greensboro, big fella.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna take it into overtime. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam.
This semester, we've looked at important games between the Tar Heels and Triangle rivals, NC State and Duke, in every sport.
Reporter Marilyn Payne took a closer look at one factor that affects the men's basketball team's competition with other North Carolina schools.
The Smith Center holds almost 22,000 fans. That's bigger than PNC Arena in Raleigh and over twice as big as Cameron Indoor Stadium at Duke. But if you're standing on the court, you might not be able to feel the fan presence as strong here.
Rams Club members fill most of the lower level seats. This gives the floor level fans a different look at the Smith Center compared to the college crowds at PNC Arena and Cameron Indoor. But Carolina Fever co-chair Jack Frost says it doesn't mean UNC students aren't actually as involved in games.
Visually, it just makes it look more active.
Duke line monitor Michael Marion argues that it isn't just a visual thing. He says Cameron's Crazies are in a league of their own.
Intensely devotional, very passionate, and borderline insane. It's that level of dedication that kind of separates us.
PNC is similar in size to the Dean Dome, with a floor-level ring of students similar to what you'd see at Cameron. NC State sophomore Tucker Cummings feels this gives the Wolfpack a competitive advantage.
You get in there and there's just like so much energy in between everybody.
But Frost defends UNC's fan base. He attributes the difference in atmosphere to tradition, a no-sign rule, and the students spread out.
It's a very passionate fan base. The problem is that the building's so big, and it's very hard to get all the passionate people together.
So which arena has the best fans? That depends on the colors you wear. In Chapel Hill, I'm Marilyn Payne.
At any game in the Smith Center, you'll see fathers taking their sons to the game.
One father and son don't come to watch, they come to work. Julian Caldwell brought you that story earlier this semester.
Junior Denzel Robinson is in his first year on UNC's varsity basketball team, but he's hardly intimidated by the environment. That's because his father, Steve Robinson, has spent 10 years as an assistant coach at UNC, and Denzel has grown up around college basketball.
It's much more fun because I can get away with a few things that other guys can't.
But sometimes Denzel's lifelong experience around college basketball means people expect more of him. Denzel was born in 1991 while his dad was an assistant coach at Kansas under Roy Williams. That was during the Jayhawks' Final Four run.
So I always call him, he's our NCAA tournament baby. So, you know, I guess deep down inside, I kind of thought that maybe he'll attach himself to basketball.
Denzel is the only one of 4 siblings to play basketball at the collegiate level like his dad did. That's brought father and son close together, but also means they've bumped heads a few times.
Went through some rocky time periods. I didn't think he was going to stay with basketball, and I didn't know if I wanted him to stay with basketball.
Denzel admits he sometimes didn't listen to his father's advice, but now that he's part of the team, he's glad he didn't always ignore his dad.
I'm very happy that I decided to listen to you now, sooner than later, and I'm enjoying every experience of this, and you have been a great father and a great coach, and I really appreciate everything you've done for me in my life so far.
And when Denzel doesn't take advice, Coach knows to take it personally.
I would come in and say, Denzel, I'm a college coach. I see this every day. I work with some of the best players. I said, I just don't understand why you don't listen. He said, well, because you're dad first.
And that's how it should be. In Chapel Hill, I'm Julian Caldwell.
From one sports family to another, except this one doesn't play basketball. This one plays both field hockey and lacrosse.
And has 9 national championships. And Carolyn Chandler told us earlier this year it's hoping to add to the list soon.
Coach Willie Scroggs is currently the Senior Associate Athletics Director of Facilities and coached the men's lacrosse team back in the late 70s and the 80s. His wife, Coach Karen Shelton, has been the head coach of the field hockey team since 1981. Here at Henry Stadium, Coach Shelton has coached the field hockey team to 6 national championships. And only a short walk away, here at Fetzer Field, Coach Scroggs led the men's lacrosse team to 3 national championships in the 1980s, and now their son William Scroggs finishes out his senior lacrosse season. The couple first met working in athletics at UNC.
Karen's office was next to mine. I had an office in the old women's gym, it was called, and Karen had an office right next to mine, and that's how we met.
Their son William now plays for Coach Joe Bresci, who played for Coach Scroggs from 1987 to 1990.
So it's cool that our son is a Tar Heel born and had the chance to go to this great school.
William admits he would like to join his parents in winning his own national championship.
It wouldn't be for my parents, it would be for like my teammates and my coaches and everyone that actually worked their hardest to get to that point. You know, we're in the hunt for a national championship this year, and we've been in the hunt every single year. We've made the playoffs, and we haven't really gone that far in the playoffs, but every year we've gotten better.
Despite all the national championships the Scroggs family has won, it's not just about winning.
So if you go about things the right way, championships are kind of a byproduct of that. So it's developing a program and trying to do the right things all the time.
And if doing the right thing leads to great success, all the better. In Chapel Hill, I'm Carolyn Chandler.
One of Scroggs' teammates is freshman Jake Mathai. He's known for his talent on the lacrosse field.
But Jennifer Brodish told us earlier this year that he is a hidden talent most people don't know about.
Freshman midfielder Jake Mathai has Carolina lacrosse in his blood because his dad was also a midfielder when he played lacrosse here from 1975 to 79. He spends most of his time at Carolina playing lacrosse, but when you don't find him here on the field, odds are he'll be here in the studio. He's a studio art major, and he attacks his painting the same way he attacks lacrosse.
You devote a lot of hours, just like anybody else would, and it takes a lot of mental focus sometimes. So it's different to a lot of other aspects of school, but I find it extremely rewarding, but also meditative.
Mathai estimates that he has painted more than 100 paintings, in addition to many other drawings since he started. But if he had to pick his favorite...
This one particular painting of that I did of a place on Martha's Vineyard where I go to in the summertime. That's where a lot of the themes of my work come from. And it's a big piece, oil on canvas, and it's of a very large sailboat.
Since he's been at school, he hasn't had as much time for projects of this magnitude. So he's been focused on a smaller canvas.
I paint vans. This has kind of been like my way of putting things on canvas, but which is obviously on shoes. My friends give me shoes, and I paint usually their school from where they're from or going to school, and put the mascot on or the name of the school.
And if this lacrosse player painted a pair for himself, chances are they'd be 100% Carolina. In Chapel Hill, I'm Jennifer Brodish.
Stick with us on this very special edition of Sports Extra.
We'll have more on our best stories after the break.
Connect with us online
by liking the Sports Extra Facebook page and following us on Twitter @SportsExtra_UNC.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 132.
That's how many batters struck out 4 times in one game last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's how many kids witness bullying. 3 out of 4.
That's not a good stat.
No, it's not, but it can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a
One
dad
more time.
today.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
I've seen and been a part of many comebacks in my career.
To come back and win, you can't lose hope.
Take it one play at a time. Grab every opportunity, and when you can, you make a big play.
There are over 13 million people in the Horn of Africa affected by famine, war, and drought that are counting on us for help.
As a team, we can help end this crisis. Text GIVE to 777-444 to donate $10.
Let's start this comeback together.
Together.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Tar Heels aren't the only athletes in Chapel Hill. Some of the best athletes in town are high schoolers.
Theo Manval reminded us that earlier this year when he gave us the story of one member of the club squash team at UNC who isn't even in college.
Zoe Kagan is a senior at East Chapel Hill High School and also one of the top squash players in the country in the girls under 19 category.
Right now, my ranking is at number 44, which I think is unbelievable. I never thought that I'd be in the top 50.
Zoe started playing almost by accident. Her nanny got sick when she was 2 years old and her dad had to bring her to his squash practice. She got hooked on the game and her father finally taught her how to play year after year.
He's been my primary coach. He's my only coach. He's been my coach for my whole life, basically. And who better to have as my coach? I mean, he knows everything about me. He knows what to do on the squash court with me.
But being a squash player in the South is not easy. There are very few courts or people to train with. So even though she's just a high schooler, Zoe practices every week at Fetzer Gym with the UNC Squash Club. This is the only place where she gets to play competitively with other young people. And there are no tournaments in the South, so Zoe has to travel a lot to keep her rankings up.
I think last year, junior year, I calculated that I missed an 1/8 of the school year for squash.
Zoe's goal isn't to go pro, but she dreams of becoming a college varsity squash athlete. She applied to several universities, but not UNC, because there's no varsity team here.
It's certainly nothing against UNC, but she'd like to have a real varsity team experience if she can, and I think there's a good chance of her getting that this coming year or the following one.
Zoe hasn't committed to anywhere yet. She might take a gap year to train harder and get into a top squash university. In Chapel Hill, I'm Theo Manval.
Earlier this semester, we brought you results from the Joe Hilton Invitational track meet, but student athletes weren't the only ones competing.
Madison Way took a look at the race that had some unexpected participants.
Faculty members were off to the races Saturday as they competed against each other in the first UNC Faculty Mile. Nearly a dozen faculty members participated, and for one competitor, the mile was more than a race against his peers.
This race meant a lot to my wife and I because I had Lyme disease. I would walk with a cane I needed assistance to even get up and do menial things like go to the kitchen, go to the restroom. And this is the first time I've been able to race in a decade.
Hughes, a former college athlete, trained for 12 weeks in preparation for the event. He finished in less than 10 minutes. It's an impressive feat for any runner, but Hughes wasn't one to brag about his achievement. Students of Professor Hughes here at the School of Education didn't even know that their teacher was racing. Hughes wasn't the only participant who kept students in the dark. First place women's finisher, Lena Mosley, says she plans to bring her trophy to class to tell her students about the win.
I teach Poly 150, which is a big intro class, so I guess I'll tell them on Monday morning.
Track and field coach Carlos Metter says this playful relationship between students, athletes, and faculty is what inspired him to start the mile race. Metters wasn't on the track for the race, but he says that's what's best for the other competitors.
Well, you know, I would have ran, but I don't think it'd be fair to everybody else. I'm so fast.
Metters will have a chance to race next year, though, and Hughes is ready to keep working towards recovery and a faster mile time.
Lyme disease leaves you with arthritis, so that's something that doesn't go away. And still some extra weight. I lost a lot of weight, but still have about 40 pounds to go to get back to my normal running weight.
But for now, Hughes will just keep running. In Chapel Hill, I'm Madison Way.
Each year, the Women's East Atlantic Gymnastics League honors a distinguished athlete with the Gymnast Award.
This time, the Eagle Gymnast of the Year went to a Tar Heel. Ali Macion introduced us to her earlier this year.
Not many were surprised when senior Elizabeth Durkak was chosen as the 2013 Eagle Gymnast of the Year, but Durkak was one of them.
I definitely wasn't expecting it. I didn't have the most consistent year this year.
That supposedly inconsistent year includes 4 Eagle Gymnast of the Week awards and 5 first-place finishes in the all-around competition.
I've been doing gymnastics my whole life, and now that it's my last year of it, I'm happy to get the award, and I couldn't have done it without my team.
Durkak said she started competing at age 4. Now, as a senior at UNC,
I feel that this year I've become so much better of a competitor than my last 18 years of gymnastics.
And head coach Derek Galvin agrees.
Elizabeth has been one of the top all-arounders in the history of our program, and she had another good meet tonight. We're going to miss them tremendously next year.
As for next year, Durkak plans to take her leadership skills to the classroom.
I was accepted into the Teach for America program, so I'm going to teach for 2 years in Eastern North Carolina.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Ali Macion.
Most Tar Heel student athletes come straight from high school, but not all.
Evan Badler introduced us earlier this semester to a track and field athlete who's starting his second career.
Although it might take some Tar Heels time to get used to the spotlight, javelin thrower Houston Summers knows what it's like to be under pressure.
There's no feeling like that. It's such a rush, and it's just you. All eyes are on you, and it's your time to compete, and you got to go out there and get it done.
The Arizona Diamondbacks drafted Summers out of high school in 2005. He was the youngest American-born player to sign a contract with the organization. After about 4 seasons of playing in all levels of the minor leagues, Summers decided it was time to make a change.
Some people may think I'm crazy for saying this, but I was honestly tired of traveling. I was tired of living out of a suitcase. I've always been a Carolina fan, and I wanted to come here with dreams and aspirations of going to med school.
With the new career goal in mind, Summers has made some changes in his daily routine, but says life of a college student isn't all that different from life as a pro.
You don't have as much freedom here at school as you do in professional baseball. If I wanted to sleep at the stadium and wake up and work out and spend hours and hours and hours doing that, that's what I did. That was my job. That's what I got paid to do. Now here at school, I have to balance my time a little better to make sure I take care of the stuff in the classroom as well as the stuff on the field.
Despite the added stress of being a new student, Summers has his sights set on more than a degree.
I think I have a chance to be really successful in the ACC this year, and you know, there's some potential to draw some national attention as well. The ultimate goal being making it to the Olympic trials and hopefully Rio in 4 years.
That would make the career change complete. In Chapel Hill, I'm Evan Badler.
We'll have more of our best stories after the break.
On this very special edition of Sports Extra, stick around.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero ir. Danny, no lo puedo hacer.
DMC, life in your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs, just keeping it real.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
The men's soccer team suffered a loss in the first spring game to the Columbus Crew, 1-0.
But Catherine Fitzgerald told us there's a different loss haunting the Heels.
6 months after the passing of Kirk Urso, UNC's men's soccer team and the Columbus Crew teamed up to play in the inaugural Kirk Urso Memorial Match. Playing an MLS team presented new challenges to the Heels, but the squad has overcome greater trials.
It's been a very draining, emotionally for us. Just the fact that we lost Kirk, I mean, we can't change that. Just have to learn to live with it.
Players from both sides reflected on how Urso continues to affect them.
So we went to the Crew together. Yeah, but I mean, I knew him well. Think about him every day, so it's still fresh and it's tough.
Along with recounting memories of Kirk, the Heels and Crew are also focusing on passing on his legacy.
And, some people are new to the school and they don't know, who Kirk was or what he was about, and that's actually a really good opportunity for us to tell people, how he was as a person and also as a player.
It still means a lot because, that we're part of the family here and he was part of the family, so we're doing it for one of our family members.
Urso's family members are touched by the outpouring of support they felt.
I want to give a special thanks to the entire Chapel Hill community, UNC, Tar Heels. It's been incredible.
Chapel Hill's next move is to unveil a plaque at Betzer Field memorializing Kirk. A plaque that Kyle Urso says brings him to tears each time he reads it. In Chapel Hill, I'm Catherine Fitzgerald.
UNC and Duke are historic rivals on the playing field and most times can be seen fighting each other.
But Ryan O'Rourke showed us earlier this year that the two can join forces to fight for something bigger than baseball.
After a typical UNC vs. Duke sporting event, fans don't expect to see the teams exchanging laughs and conversation. But Sunday's matchup was a different story. It was the 4th annual Baseball vs. Cancer game, and players and coaches shaved their heads in support of pediatric cancer research.
A tough day for us, obviously. We didn't play great, but when you think about what we're doing right now, it puts things in perspective and reminds you that there's bigger things out there.
Former UNC baseball player Chase Jones founded the Versus Cancer Foundation. He found out he had brain cancer as a freshman in college. The foundation holds fundraising events throughout the country, and Jones says it's special to be back where it all started.
I get choked up thinking about this. This is where I started. This is where I was diagnosed. This is where I battled cancer. This is where I played. And now that we have this team coming together, this is where we're saving kids' lives, and that's what makes it special.
50% of the funds raised go directly to national cancer research foundations, while the other 50% are donated to local hospitals such as the UNC Lineberger Cancer Center.
Each year it seems to grow and it gets bigger, and everyone on the team looks forward to participating each year. People within the community have started to participate. Last year I think there were either 3 or 4 women who actually had their heads shaved.
Whether it's women, children, or veteran coaches, Jones says there's only one word that comes to mind when seeing the faces of those who contributed to the $19,000 raised.
Blessed. I'm feeling pretty blessed to be here as a survivor, but knowing that these guys are going out and saving the next kid, I mean, there's another better feeling than that.
There's no bad blood between rivals when it comes to making a child's dream come true. In Chapel Hill, I'm Ryan O'Rourke.
More of the best stories of the semester when we come back.
Stay with us.
Don't forget to tune in to our sister shows, Carolina Week at 5 p.m. every Wednesday on Time Warner 24 or Campus Channel 34, and Carolina Connection at 8:30 every Saturday morning on WCHL 97.9 FM.
Packers, Vikings,
Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country.
United.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
You've seen them zipping around campus, scooters.
Georgia Walker went on a cruise of her own earlier this semester.
They're everywhere. Parked outside your neighbor's house, in the lot behind the old well, and most commonly by the athletic fields. It's easy to spot UNC's athletes cruising across campus on scooters. Lacrosse player Paige Hansen says athletes need scooters because parking with a car is tough on the wallet.
And paying for parking all day is really expensive. So it's really easy. I can park my scooter right in front of my classroom and then just hop on it and drive over to practice.
Junior Pat Foster likes his scooter for convenience and riding around with his friends.
Really easy to get around campus. A lot of the guys on the lacrosse team have them, so we kind of cruise around town in them. It's pretty fun.
Even though Pat is a busy lacrosse player, he still found time to take me on a joyride. Scooters aren't perfect, and sometimes they break down. The athletes all turn to the same guy, Scooter Greg, for a quick repair.
Scooter master, the zen of scooters. I can walk up to a scooter and I'm the scooter whisperer.
He says athletes aren't the only ones who buy his scooters.
I sell to quite a few people, and again in different walks of life for different reasons and circumstances.
Scooters save you money and save you time. Both are commodities student athletes don't have much of. In Chapel Hill, I'm Georgia Walker.
One UNC club sport snitched the top spot in its league.
Janelle Davis took a ride with the Tar Heel Quidditch team.
He's got the snitch!
Ever wish you could grab a broom and soar off into the world of Harry Potter? For these UNC students, Hogwarts isn't confined to the pages of a J.K. Rowling novel. With handmade wands, Gryffindor shirts, and Marauder's map, Quidditch comes alive in Carolina.
Quidditch! Quidditch is easy enough to understand.
The Muggle version is a combination of basketball, dodgeball, handball, and tag.
The goal of the game is to throw this ball through this hoop without getting hit by a dodgeball.
The game ends when a player catches the snitch. The snitch is a sock tucked into the runner's shorts. There are now 30 Quidditch teams in the state.
We are in the Carolina Quidditch Conference, and we're actually vying for Duke for first place.
Even though the balls and the brooms don't fly, the players still connect with the Harry Potter magic.
According to Pottermore, I'm in Slytherin. I belong in Ravenclaw.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
I'm Slytherin.
I would be in Ravenclaw.
And I feel like Carolina is Gryffindor, while Duke is very Slytherin-esque.
And who wouldn't feel that way? From Hogwarts, I'm Janelle Davis.
That does it for this very special edition of Sports Extra.
We hope everyone has a fabulous summer and make sure to tune in next semester. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good night.